Hello guys, Bobbo here, back again with episode 4 of Kayfabe Conversations. And today we have a very special guest. We have Andruew, the statement Tang from SPW. Andruew, how are you, buddy?
Do you call that an introduction? I think I should give myself a self-introduction. Or I'm the first ever pro wrestler of Singapore, the Dasher of Dreams, the Destroyer of Destinies, the Emperor of Eternity, the 4 times SPW Southeast Asia Champion. I am the statement, Andruew Tang. Yeah.
Boom, there you go. See, that's why you do what you do and I do what I do. That's awesome, man. How are you? How's things going on? How's the wrestling life in Singapore these days?
It's okay. We still can't run events, right? So the last event that we ran was like 2 years ago. The main event was like Maple Satomura versus Dash Chisako, and that was when I won my championship lah. So I'm the 4 times SPW Southeast Asia champion right now, and it's been 2 long years since I'm undefeated for 2 years. Because nobody is bad enough to take away the title away from me. But all jokes aside, it's terrible. Like right now, next week we are certainly hoping that the gyms will be open, so we can start running trainings and stuff, right? But right now, I just do online HIIT classes for my boys lah.
Right. Okay. So have you haven't had any shows? I saw you've been running some shows with no crowd, like the Loser Leaves match against Trexis last week or week before.
Yeah, that was before the whole extended lockdown. Yeah.
Okay. So that was filmed before, right?
Yeah.
And now we've seen almost a week later, Trexis pops up in NXT as the security guard.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe just I beat him too hard, his head got smashed too hard on the ground, and he just decided to get a better life over in the US, being an Uber driver, everybody knows that. Everybody knows that being a pro wrestler, it's not say like you get good money unless you make it to WWE, right? So
yeah. That's crazy, but it's also it's amazing to see someone from SPW being represented now in WWE, right?
Yeah, man, of course, yeah.
That's awesome. So let's go back a bit. Well, first of all, one thing I'm really interested about knowing with you is you're obviously a competitor for SPW as well, but then you also run the company. So what are the main differences between being an actual pro wrestler and between being the booker and the runner of a company?
I think being a booker and a promoter, you basically have to know how to motivate your boys, right? And you need to see which is the kind of which are the best opponents for them, for both of them to shine, and of course knowing whether they where are they on the card whether they're starting up, they should start start dark matches or so, and then after that mid card or main eventers and of course the hard part is to always make everyone happier, because not everyone wants to take the job always, but the thing is that they have to understand that this is wrestling, it's about entertaining, it's about entertaining the fans and making the fans remember you, that's the most important thing and of course one thing got to factor in as well is it's not every wrestler wants to do it full time. You get what I mean? Or they want to do it for a long time, because everyone has different goals. Some people might just want to just wrestle in Singapore, that's it. Or some people want to take it to the next level, go overseas and stuff. Of course, the important thing as a promoter is to always put my brand out there. So I do a lot of collaborations. As you can see, I do a lot of YouTube and stuff. I do acting and stuff. It's basically everything is to just build that brand, to get eyeballs into the product.
And you're doing a great job with it. Some of your YouTube videos, some of the old matches, you got 20,000-30,000 views on some of them as well, right? Which is pretty awesome.
Yeah. It's collab stuff. Recently I've been doing the Singapore gangster gimmick on the some other collab thing. It's funny, and then, but as a wrestler, the important thing is of course to constantly get booking always, and then of course I need to talk to promoters to show promoters why how I can add myself to their show, and why I demand the rate that I want, you know what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, like what do I get in return? Whether it be it like pictures, videos, the production value, like the eyeballs, whether it's a network deal, this and that. Yeah. Because I gotta look out for myself now, because every time I step foot inside the ring, I'm putting my body on the line.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's awesome. I've seen since we first met a few years ago at the HKWF shows, to see how SPW has grown has been awesome.
Yeah, we have grown tremendously.
I know there's another promotion in Singapore, Grapple Max, right? Do you guys ever work together, or are you guys, or is it just like full competition? Like you do your thing, they do their thing?
I won't say it's a competition, but I mean like for now, let's just say like we won't be working together, but anything can happen in the future. Yeah.
Right. Okay, cool. Well, let's go back a bit. What made you get into wrestling in the first place? What got you excited to think that you first of all wanted to be a wrestler, and then second of all start your own promotion in Singapore?
I don't know why I want to be a wrestler. Is because when I first started watching wrestling on TV, I got just blown away by the product. The feats of athleticism that they possess. The violence, the storylines, the drama, the trash talking, the physique, the woman, of course, but I mean it's just amazing, it's just the amazing ability that you can, just control the emotion of the fans just, with the palm of your hands, like whatever you do, all eyes are on you, and whatever you do, everyone just goes crazy. That's the beauty about it. Touching lives.
Basically, it's like
touching lives.
It's like being rock stars, right?
Yeah, man. So live the rock and roll lifestyle, Wrestle hard in the ring, and work hard. No, work hard in the ring, work hard, wrestle hard in the ring, and wrestle hard in the bedroom as well,
Nice. So growing up, who were your favorites growing up? Who really got you going with wrestling?
Definitely is The Rock, the first guy that I saw on TV.
Yeah,
was blown away by him, he's a man's man, we want to be like him, because I mean, his finisher is like what, the people's elbow. So fascinating. It's like you go like I don't know for 40 seconds, Brown or something. Just go for an elbow drop, and then it's over. Okay, it's very interesting. That it shows that that's how much charisma he has.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. Always.
Jericho, because both of the styles are very similar. They're always reinventing themselves. Costumes are very colorful, very fashionable.
Yeah.
And the moves, they can do all kinds of wrestling style.
Yeah, different styles and different. They're changing it up, right? Which is awesome.
And of course, Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I loved Rey Mysterio. Yeah, because he's small, but he's so agile. At that point of time, his wrestling style was very different.
Yeah, he was.
And he's not very tall.
Changed it for the smaller guys.
He's just like my height. He's just like my height, but his cool. It's like a real life superhero.
Yeah, and even his gear sometimes. I love when he has the themed superhero gear as well.
Yep.
Excuse me. Okay, so when you started wrestling, did your parents? What did your parents think? Did they think like, oh God, this is just a little phase, or were they supportive, or were they like traditional Asian parents who were like, no, you need to be a doctor, you need to be a lawyer?
They same thing like what Bobbo says, parents, Asian parents, very traditional mindset. I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be an army officer, that kind of stuff I'm like, nope, mom, I want to chase my dreams. I either become a wrestler, an actor, or bodybuilder. I mean, he's not really bodybuilder. It's a personal trainer. It's fine,
So when you started getting into wrestling and we decided that this was going to be your career and stuff, how did they react?
Initially they were not supportive, but eventually, when I invited them down to my shows, they could see I have so much passion, so much heart to do the product. And then they say, okay, just do whatever you want to do as long as you are safe, you don't get injured. That's it.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. That's good. And then, so when did you decide that? Well, first of all, when did you start training? Because there wasn't much of a wrestling scene in Singapore, right?
Yeah. The funny thing is, since young, I wanted to be a pro wrestler. So, back in my poly days, right, my teenage days, I did Muay Thai because that's the closest I can get into the ring.
Right.
And then I was just like trying to find options to see like how I can get into pro wrestling. So of course, like still trying to Google and see whether there's pro wrestling in Singapore. Then after that, in poly, I was in the school Dragon Boats team because
Okay.
Dragon Boat is where you build your physique and stuff, right?
Yeah,
Free
well,
gym and
it's
shit.
actually Dragon Boat Day today. The day we're filming this is actually Dragon Boat Day in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
But obviously it's cancelled today because of the pandemic. But usually I would be out there paddling as well.
Yeah. So like my team was really hardcore. Like I think I was paddling for 4 years or so. We won about like 22 medals. Yeah, because
Oh,
we were
nice.
really very competitive and intense. So my coach was really like very like it's quite a slave driver lah. So we really worked our ass off to get where we are. So yeah, after that I went to army, came out of the army, and then yeah, I mean I chanced upon this ad, that I met Vadim, and then we discussed about stuff, and then we never looked back lah. I decided to be a partner with him, and then yeah, that's how we started SPW lah. Since
So
2012.
were you training before you started SPW, or did you decide like I'm gonna
So
start?
when I started SPW, right, then I got training from Vadim, and yeah, I just got training from Vadim. Yeah, and then
So
of course like when
you started the wrestling company with no wrestling training before. That's awesome. Just decided, screw it, I'm gonna make a wrestling company. That's amazing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's gonna be different. Be famous in Singapore.
Yeah. That's cool. So also I've noticed I've been going through some of your older matches and stuff, and you've actually wrestled some huge names. The ones I've seen like just recently were Tajiri. You wrestled with Tajiri, Pete Dunne, and Kenny, the 6-man with Kenny Omega. That how did those come about? Do you just literally just hit them up for bookings, or is there any particular...
No, I think like for Tajiri it's quite easy because like we met a couple of times before in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
So he's a friend of Ho Ho lah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got his contact and then I messaged him, texted him. Yeah, then I managed to book him in Singapore. For Pete Dunne, I think he was wrestling in Hong Kong as well.
Okay.
Before he was the bruiserweight. Yeah. And then I think he was wrestling against Siki. Yeah, wow. I mean, like when the first time I saw him wrestle, like especially when he did his finishing move, I'm like, wow, okay, this guy is spec. I want to bring him down in Singapore. Yeah. And the funny thing is like at the point of time I wanted to book Tajiri, but Tajiri was busy. So I just like, hey, why not? Let me just text Pete Dunne since his contract is pretty flexible. And then yeah, he says, okay, fine, I'll come to Singapore to wrestle.
Because he was actually under contract with WWE at the time, right?
Yeah, NXT UK, yeah.
So yeah, so that was, I remember seeing that. That was huge because he had just become the NXT UK champion, I think. Yeah, and then he was in Singapore wrestling with you. That's amazing.
Yeah, man. And then for Kenny Omega, it's because of contacts with SEMA, so I'm able to bring Kenny Omega down. Because at that point of time, AEW was working with OWE.
Yeah.
So we did like Japan. He did a tour in Japan. Then after that in Taiwan, and then came to Singapore.
Okay, that's awesome. And out of those, or are there any other names, the big names that you've wrestled with?
Rene Dupree.
Okay, nice. From La Resistance. Was that in Singapore as well?
Yeah, then him in Australia. We hang out, we chill, we party, and then like, hey, I just want to bring him down to Singapore. Then yeah, he came to Singapore. He wrestled against the Statement.
That's awesome. Who's your dream opponent? If you could pick anyone on the active roster around the world, who would you choose to wrestle?
Chris Jericho. I think it's Chris.
That's a good shout. I can't believe he's still going. What is he? He must be.
He's close to 50, I guess.
Yeah, that's crazy. And he's been wrestling since he was like 19. Yeah,
he's my idol, and then like obviously like I think it's going to be very, very interesting, to work with him and to see what he thinks about my wrestling as well, my wrestling ability. I just want to learn from the best, right?
And the best way to do it is to get in the ring with them, right? So
yeah.
And what about in WWE? Who if you could pick one person in WWE to have a match with, who would it be?
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah? Oh, that would be sick. That would be awesome. He's yeah. Do you prefer the high flying style, or do you prefer more of the mat based bruiserweight style?
I prefer like the powerhouse style.
Yeah.
Powerhouse style, and then like brawling and stuff, striking. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
That's the kind of style. And of course, like the important thing is the showmanship, like. You know, to have the showmanship as well, like you know, like the Miz, the Rock. You know, there are storytellers in the ring, right?
Yeah, absolutely. What I've noticed, one of the main things I find with you with the Asian wrestling scene, not many wrestlers have put that much emphasis on their mic work, and their promos are subpar or okay. But you have a big emphasis on your mic work. I remember the first time I saw you doing the EAC in Hong Kong, and people were losing their shit. I thought it's amazing, and I find that you stand out so much around Asia because you're one of the only ones who actually puts an emphasis on your mic work. Was that something you actively tried to do? Did you go out of your way and think like no one else is really doing this, or was that just something that came naturally to you?
I think it's, you know, you just have to do it because it's part of a wrestler. As a wrestler, you have to do it.
Yeah.
You know, you just need to trash talk. Right? It's so important. It's not how you're going to sell tickets, how you're going to sell the hype, how you're going to sell the match, right? So I think it's a prerequisite. Even though, to be honest, I don't really like to trash talk too much, but when I have to, I'll make sure it's done professionally. You know, I really give my talk. I know I really like to think the content, maybe half an hour, 1 hour, 4 I want to say. You know, I want to see like how to make it in a creative way, how to say it in a creative way, and then I just go for it. You know?
Okay, and was that because you also do a bunch of acting and stuff as well, right? Do you think that helps you with your promos?
Yeah, of course. Like but acting is even easier because acting is like, you know, it's all scripted. I mean, they give you the lines, you know what to say. But of course, you need to know how to interpret at that point of time, that moment, how you're going to feel, how your expression, you know, how important it is to show the expression, your body language and movement. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that you get noticed more because of your mic work and stuff like that? Or do you think...
Yeah, certainly. But of course, it's also very important, like the presence of social media. You see, like, you know, in terms of my following on Instagram, it's actually considered quite big, you know, for indie restaurant.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's why I find it quite crazy how you're one of the only ones who seem to use your social media more than most people as well around here.
Yeah, even my Insta stories, man. Like, I mean, like the Insta stories tell the journey of the statement, right? Like, it's like me, you know. The statement is me. You get what I mean? Yeah. But it's okay. I mean, if you don't like what I show, then just fucking unfollow me. I don't really care, you know, that kind of thing. But that is me, you know. Yeah. So everything I do have a reason, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how it should be, right? I think if more people took that line and took that lead and went with it as well, like you do, then I think the wrestling scene around here would be much better as well.
Yeah, man.
You obviously at the minute in Singapore because the pandemic isn't letting anybody travel and stuff like that. But you've traveled, you've worked Hong Kong obviously and stuff. What are some of the other countries that you've wrestled in?
India, Manila, Malaysia, Russia, Australia. China.
Yeah. What was it like in Australia?
It's okay. At that point of time, I was wrestling for UPW, which was up in Brisbane. Yeah. It's okay. I mean, I worked with some wrestlers who are really good. Yeah. But I mean, the scene is not as crazy as it is in Singapore, you know.
Right. And what about? Did you say Russia? How was that? Was that
Russia is
pretty crazy?
My partner's promotion. So yeah, I moved over there, wrestled in a 6-man tag match, brought the Hong Kong title over there.
Okay, awesome.
It's okay. It's quite a big arena, and the fans are quite very enthusiastic about wrestling.
Yeah.
So you feed off the energy from there. Yeah, awesome.
That's cool. And what about India? Was that for the CWE, the Great Khali's promotion?
No, it's for DKS. Danka Kesuma is a network thing. So that was when I think that was like the second time I met Chris Masters. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I had a match with him, a 6-man tag match. When I wrestled the match, some guy landed me wrongly, and then I almost broke my neck. So I had my English translation all the way up to my neck, and I still carry on and did the match. So all good.
Have you had any serious injuries that you've had to take long periods of time out?
I think that would be my shoulder, and then now currently I'm recovering from my chest surgery. So it's been about 6 weeks, 7 weeks after the surgery. Yeah, because I tore my pec. I tore my tendon. Yeah, the tendon ruptured.
Ooh.
So I was like, lowering the bar, right?
Oh,
Once I
yeah.
lowered, like I felt the tear, man. It's terrible.
Ouch. So, but that wasn't in the ring. That was working out. Have you ever had any crazy injuries whilst in the ring?
Yeah. I think one of the craziest one was the power bomb. I got a concussion. So
Right.
like Locomotive, the big Russian guy, right? He's about 6 foot. He lifted me up. He's 7 foot, and then power bomb all the way down. Yeah.
Oof. And what did you get? Concussion?
Neck bounce. Yeah. I took 2 power bombs back to back. And then after that, I was like dazed for 15 minutes or so. I couldn't remember where the fuck I was.
Oh, really? Oh, proper bad one.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. And then what about like you've wrestled as you just said there, Chris Masters, and you said you want to wrestle Rey Mysterio and Chris Jericho. But what about in the local scene? Not just Singapore, but like around Asia. I know you've wrestled with Ho Ho Lun and Jason Lee and stuff. Is there anyone who sticks out to you around the indie scene in Asia that you would like to get in the ring with?
I would certainly hope to get into the ring with Jason Lee or Ho Ho Lun one more time.
Yeah.
Because when we first started wrestling, it was like so long ago. Yeah, me and them, yeah. But now I'm at a different level, different stage, so I just want to see where I stand against them.
Yeah. So Ho Ho and Jason. See, that's a 3-way match I would love to see. Statement, Ho Ho Lun, and Jason Lee. That would be amazing.
Statement, Ho Ho Lun, Jason, and Traxxas. So Onslaught versus Team Hong Kong. Team Singapore versus Team Hong Kong.
That would be sick, actually. I'd pay good money to watch that one as well. Have you spoken to Traxxas since he's been over in NXT?
Yeah, of course. We're still in contact, of course.
Yeah. How's he?
Every week I will try to talk to him once, over the phone. It's a good chat.
Yeah. Is he enjoying it? Is he like?
He's enjoying his life. He's enjoying
down
his
at the
life.
Performance Center.
I think he probably would have met Triple H today. Yeah.
Oh really? Oh, sick. Because now Shawn Michaels is one of the head trainers down there as well, right?
Shawn Michaels looks so old, man.
I saw one of those memes. It's like I must be old because now all my favorite wrestlers look like this, and it's like the Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and they're all like bald with long beards.
Yeah, man, God.
It's crazy. Okay, so I'd like to do like almost like a speed round, right, of questions. So I'm just gonna rattle off some questions, and then if you've got a cool story or you want to say something, awesome. If not, we'll just carry on. So who is your favorite wrestler, living or dead, of all time?
The Rock.
The Rock? Nice. Any particular era of The Rock, or just The Rock, all of The Rock?
2000s, I guess.
Yeah? Attitude Era Rock.
Yeah.
Is that before he went to Hollywood, or?
Before. But actually, I quite like him when he was in Hollywood as well.
Hollywood Rock, heel Rock.
The comical heel.
He used to do his rock concerts and stuff, right?
Yeah,
they were awesome. Yeah. Okay, sweet. And then who's your favorite person to wrestle yourself?
Favorite person to wrestle me?
Yeah, so who do you like to wrestle with the most?
Traxxas.
Yeah. Is that just because you guys have been friends for so long and you understand?
I think it's just chemistry, the chemistry that we have.
Yeah.
Chemistry that we have. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, and then what's your favorite match of all time to watch? It doesn't have to be one of yours. Oh, actually, let's do it like this. What's your favorite match ever? And then what's your favorite match that you've been a part of?
Favorite match ever? Traxxas and me at Unchained in Changi.
Okay.
Because that was the match where I got the eyeballs of the WWE scouts.
Right.
WWF, The Rock versus Stone Cold, WrestleMania X7.
Nice. Also amazing. Yeah, that crowd as well makes it. I find it. Yeah. Do you find that the pandemic? Do you find that you react differently and stuff when you're wrestling with no crowd?
Of course, definitely. Yeah, you need to try to always envision, but it's hard.
Yeah, and do you think that there's stuff that you try with no crowd that would work with a crowd or wouldn't work?
No, I don't know. I just, to me, I feel like wrestling with no crowd, nah.
It's crazy, right?
It's not the way to go.
Like, not everyone can afford the Thunderdome. Yeah.
Correct.
So, do you know when Singapore are gonna? So you mentioned before, like next week, the gyms are supposed to open. But do you know when?
Yeah, but maybe
run shows again?
Maybe in a couple of months' time, hopefully we can resume back to events.
Do you usually run your shows in the same venue?
No.
No, it's all over, right?
We rove around, yeah.
Wait, what's your average audience at SPW shows these days? Or not these days, when you're allowed to run shows?
500 or so.
Okay, awesome. And is that like in a arena, or is that in just basically anywhere you can get a booking?
It's in a hall, but we make it into arena lah.
Okay.
Like usually in a
yeah, because you guys actually have a really cool. You're one of the only ones that have a proper entrance way and everything now, right? Yeah.
It's so important, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I think that you guys focus on some of the things that the other promotions don't necessarily focus on, and it makes a big difference.
Yeah, production value.
Professional.
Yeah, it's very important.
Yeah. Okay, and then where's your favorite place to wrestle?
Japan?
Yeah.
I think Japan or Hong Kong. Hong Kong is quite fun as well.
Yeah, Hong Kong, the crowd is always pretty lit. That's because we're all drunk as well.
Yeah, everybody goes around. Like, I remember I was watching a match with Jason Lee, and then like some fans get like very, very worked up. Like, fuck you, Andruew. You so gay.
Yeah.
You so gay. Right?
I was there for that. Everyone's like, fuck you, steak, man. And then you turned around and just told everyone to go fuck themselves.
Fuck you back.
Yeah.
You ain't no more. Fuck yourself.
Yeah. But that's also awesome. Like when you're getting the crowd to react like that, you know you're doing something right as well.
Yeah.
Who were you wrestling for in Japan when you were over there?
OWE. Emi Sakura.
Was it the Oriental
OWE
Wrestling
is
Entertainment?
Sima.
Right?
Yeah. Sima. So Sima owns OWE Japan.
Okay. So is it separate from the one in China?
So he handles all the logistics. He book the wrestlers. Yeah. So basically, he's the booker lah.
Okay, nice. But is it a separate company from the China OWE, or is it?
Not really lah. Not really. Yeah.
Just a different.
But
branch.
he has to like consult them lah. Like he.
Okay, cool.
Like how much? Yeah.
Your ring attire, right? You have the red tights and then your blazer over one shoulder. Where did you come up with that? Like, I love it. And your blazer, the jackets you wear are sick.
I don't know, like, I think Seth Rollins is trying to like copy me as well. Like, recently I've been watching this stuff, right? He wears like his fucking like flashy blazers and shit. No man, I don't know. Because for me, I just feel like as a wrestler, you need to stand out and be different one, right? So I don't know. I mean, I saw some nice blazers and like tights are so important to make it look good. Like, like Chris Jericho's tights, Shawn Michaels, they like to wear tights. When they first started their career, right? Yeah, so yeah, that's why I definitely wear long tights. Jackets is I chance upon like nice blazers and I'll just get it. And then like the reason why I don't wear two sides is because I want to show my arms, and of course like some of the blazers are a little bit too small, so it's a little bit hard for me to take out. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool because I think it looks great and it's different. You don't see anyone else doing it. People usually just walk out in a t-shirt or something, especially around Asia. I think you have some. Yeah, I think your look is sick with the over one shoulder. It just it looks amazing.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, man.
Oh, excuse me. So you mentioned before, and with Trexus going off to NXT, that you had some scouts at some SPW shows. For you, what would be your end game? Would you, if you got called by WWE, would you obviously go there, or is your aim long term to make SPW as big as you can?
Of course, to go to WWE, man.
Yeah.
Of course.
Would you rather go WWE over AEW, or?
I mean, I would say like wherever that I can make money from, I don't care. Because AEW should be okay for me because I got a lot of friends there as well.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is like they have eye for talent. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're more open to like different ideas.
Yeah, for sure.
WWE is like,
Emi Sakura is a big one over in AEW at the minute, and has she been on an SPW show? Yeah, she has. I thought so, right? Yeah, she's doing really well. I've seen her wrestle a few times in Hong Kong as well. I think she was on the same couple of shows that you were on. And also one of the things in SPW, Alexis Lee, right? She has been amazing. She's probably the most prominent female talent in Asia these days.
Southeast Asia.
Yeah, I think I've seen her wrestle here. I think I've seen her wrestle in the Philippines as well. She always seems to be, whenever you're doing podcasts or you're doing shows or stuff with TV, it's always you, Trexus, and Alexis. Is that intentional? Do you always try to promote her as well?
Of course, it's intentional because like the three of us got the the only 3 Singaporeans to get WWE tryouts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
worked so hard to
That's
get
amazing. So the WWE trial, was that the one, is it in Shanghai or they had one in Singapore as well?
Shanghai.
It was Shanghai, right? Because I saw, well, Matt Bloom, I was at the Hong Kong show when Matt Bloom was sitting in the crowd.
Yeah.
He was like trying, did he come and watch the SPW shows as well?
Yep.
Yeah. So, and then how did that come about? Did you get like a phone call or an email or to say that he was coming?
Email.
Yeah. And what, he just said like, hey, I'm coming to watch your show.
No, it's Kenyan. I usually liaise with Kenyan.
Oh, okay. And then what, they just tell you, oh, we're going to come and check out your show.
Yeah. We're doing a tour in Asia, so yeah. Just let us know like what dates would be good.
Okay, cool. And then how was the WWE tryout? I mean, I spoke with Ho briefly about it, but he wasn't actually there to try out. He was there to like liaise with a bunch of the guys. What is the, like, what's the protocol? What do you have to do in these crazy tryouts?
I think it's like you just really got to impress lah, because you know, like for the China tryouts, it's all open. So that means like, you know, they get athletes from different sports in China to actually try.
Oh, really? So it's not just wrestling.
Some of them, some of them are really huge lah. So they have like zero wrestling experience, and then like some of the China wrestlers, like they train in Japan and stuff, but the way they wrestle is so stiff, it's so dangerous. Yeah, so it's terrible. So it's really like how lucky you are, like, you know, whether they like you and then like who they will put you with lah.
So do you have is it like a fitness test? Because obviously if some guys aren't wrestlers, they can't have a match.
I mean, the fitness test part, right, it's okay. To be honest, it's really okay. But you know, because usually we do partner, right? We partner up, right? Then I partner with Traxxas, so of course I need to carry his body weight, which is more difficult for me lah. Yeah, if let's say I just choose someone around my size, it's gonna be so easy for me. I mean, it's just unfortunate lah. You know, like one day before the final day, I pulled my back, so I couldn't do a lot of stuff. And then like you know, like Kenyan and Bloom told me like, you know, it's okay. I don't have to do it. I don't have to push. I just want to rest because they know I can work in the ring, so they just want to see me in the match. Yeah.
Right.
So during the match, I planned the match. Okay, the guy, he's quite green. Like, I can't even remember a 5-minute match, but it's okay. It's okay. We still did a quite alright match. And then like when I was doing a move, I pulled my groin, but I still finished the whole match.
Oh shit! No way.
Yeah. So I mean like whatever. I mean like you know, like whatever happened, whatever could go wrong went wrong during the trials. But yeah, I mean that's life lah. So I'll see how it goes lah. You know. Yeah. It's not like it's end of the road for me lah. You know?
Well, exactly, right? I mean, you're still running your own shows. You still got everything going on in Singapore. Has there ever been a WWE show in Singapore?
Yeah, quite a number.
Yeah. So I take it, do you just go to all of those shows?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Have you? So obviously you know Ho and Jason and stuff like that. Do you speak to any WWE guys?
Yeah, sometimes like I can like I met Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, Cesaro.
Oh, awesome. Have you ever had anything happen in a match, like a crazy botch or like your tights rip or anything like that?
Oh yeah, crazy botch. That would be my very first time when I won the AWGC Junior Heavyweight Championship. So apparently, like, you know, it's supposed to be the heel team. You know, the part of the match was supposed to be like everyone's down, and then Traxxas will like run out and beat the fuck out of Beatman, and then I'll beat Beatman and get the 1, 2, 3, right? Okay. So Traxxas forgot to come up because I was doing some interview backstage. Then I was like beating Beatman. Then I'm like, where's Traxxas? Beatman's like, where's Traxxas? Where's Traxxas? I don't know, man, what to do. Where's Traxxas? And then like after I pinned Beatman, then he came out. Then I'm like, where the fuck are you, bro?
That's like some Papa Shango WrestleMania shit when he completely missed his cue. That's amazing. Are you one of the kind of guys who likes to plan out a match really methodically and have everything ready? Or...
I mean, like, plan here and there, but sometimes doing like some of the parts of the match is all impromptu.
Yeah. So you don't like to. I always think of Macho Man. Apparently, Macho Man Randy Savage like to have every single match down, like written down, everything perfectly.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. But then some people like Austin and The Rock, WrestleMania 17, they just go by because they know each other, they understand what each other's gonna do, and you just have to have a few planned spots. Are you more like that? You like to like let it flow and then see how the crowd goes?
Yes. I'm more like the Rock and Stone Cold.
Yeah. You prefer, so if you have a guy come over, say Pete Dunne or something, right? Is it more planned out, or do you find you plan more because it's someone like that? Or if it's with Trexas, say, you can just go out and have a 20-minute match with Trexas off the bat, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's the same. I can have a 20-minute match with Pete Dunne as well.
Yeah.
Trexas thing, just on the fly lah. Yeah, not on the fly lah. Some planned spots, some improv moves, then that's it lah.
Yeah. And do you prefer having like a 30-minute Ironman match, or do you prefer like a 5-10 minute crazy spot fest?
30-minute Ironman match, because you can tell a story.
Yeah.
I'm a storyteller,
Yeah, because I've seen some of your matches are long too, right?
15, 20 minutes,
Yeah, but yeah, at least 15 minutes and stuff. So you prefer going longer and being able to tell more of a story than just crazy flips, jumps, whatever. Yeah, awesome. If you could have anybody on the SPW roster now, who is your favorite to work with? Now Trexas has gone to NXT.
I would definitely want to work with the Butcher Man.
Yeah, I'm actually a big fan of the Butcher Man.
Yeah, he's mad. I think he's a lot of talent.
Some of his video when he's like running through a shopping mall and like grabs the cleaver. With like some of his stuff, I was showing a couple of my friends and they thought it was real, like the CCTV footage style.
That was at Gymbox. No, I mean they really took it off from the CCTV lah. So apparently, like the boss of Gymbox gave them the permission to do that. So yeah.
So is he still with he had a tag team partner, Dr. Gore?
Yeah, Dr. Gore is currently recovering from his knee surgery, so he's still recovering.
Okay, but he will be back.
Of course, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. Have you been recording any shows during the pandemic, or just like one-off matches or anything like that? Can you do anything at all in Singapore?
No, not now. Not at the moment.
Really? What's the situation over there with COVID now? Are you getting vaccinations? Are you getting how many?
You're getting vaccinations. Dining is not possible. Shops are open. Gyms are closed. You can do outdoor exercises, no problem, but indoor gyms, no.
Nothing at all.
No, yeah.
That's crazy. You have an FTW school, right?
Yep.
So do you run that as well? That's quite interesting.
Yeah, of course.
Because in Hong Kong, right? There's no ring.
Yeah.
I
run the gym. I run the school. Yeah.
So how many guys do you have coming through? Are you training like new guys all the time, or is it just basically the guys who are on the roster keep training there?
New guys. But of course, like every month, I aim to get newcomers to come and try wrestling.
Right. And how many of them, like you always hear these stories, like the first class, there's 50 people, and then by the third class, there's about 10 of them because the bumps and shit are...
Yeah, it's like, training is tough lah. Then, like, they think like, oh, wrestling is all fun and games, but actually it's not fun and games. Like, you really have to be very tough to, do the sport.
Yeah, well, it's intense, right? I mean, I've only done a couple. I mean, I'm obviously not a trained wrestler, but I've just done a few spots and a couple of trainings and stuff. And Jesus, man, those bumps when you just have to go flat on the mat 1,000 times or whatever. Whew, it doesn't surprise me that half of the class leave after one lesson.
Right.
And so do you have anyone that you've got your eye on at the minute who's coming through the SPW training school who you think could be...
Yes, the big Alex. This what's his name? Ray Woods, the bruiser Ray Woods.
Yeah, you think he's going to be the next big SPW star?
Yes, of course. He's 16 years old and he's huge. Oh my God.
Really? He's 16.
If you watch his match, man.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
That's awesome. I wish, honestly, I said to Ho-Ho, I wish we had a ring here. It's kind of crazy how Ho-Ho learned, like the godfather of Hong Kong wrestling, and then there's nowhere to fucking train.
Yeah, man.
Because it's so expensive. You can't even get gym space in Hong Kong for less than like 50K. Is the end game for SPW to have like a weekly TV show or like seasons?
I mean, that's the dream lah. That's the dream, but it's not possible lah. So hopefully we'll aim like maybe every month we have a show. We'll see how it goes first lah. Because Currently, before COVID, it's every 2 months we have one show.
Okay. If you had the choice between, as we were saying before, WWE or AEW, or say New Japan, what would be your? Do you prefer the style of like the Japanese fans where they're like all quiet for a bit and then they clap for like good spots, or do you prefer it when it's
well, I
rowdy?
prefer like the American style.
Yeah.
American style, I mean, like the fans are crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, all the time. Is that what it's like in Singapore? Are the fans more like American style?
Yeah. Definitely, they're all crazy.
Yeah. Do you find that it's a lot of the same guys showing up to your shows and stuff?
Yeah, we have a bunch of regulars, but of course there are new people coming to watch the show as well.
Yeah, well, because like you said, right, you're moving around Singapore, so do you get different people coming to all your shows?
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Do you have any particular favorite type of match, like a ladder match or any gimmick match that you first of all, one that you've actually taken part in, and two, is there one that you would love to be part of?
I did a ladder match. Before.
Yeah.
One of my faves. Yeah. Jump off the ladder to the outside. Took a superplex off the ladder. Quite a lot of interesting stuff. Yeah.
Awesome. Is there any type of gimmick match that you would also like to try?
Backstage brawl, I don't know, a cinematic match, maybe.
Yeah, that would be cool. Actually, now is also the perfect time for stuff like that, right? Like a cinema, like the Boneyard match or whatever, or what did Edge and Randy Orton's match at the Performance Center?
Yeah,
that was pretty cool as well. We met a while ago at the HKWF shows, and obviously we've got the UWA belt here, and obviously I wanted you to and SPW to be a big part of UWA.
Yeah.
Do you think one, will ever be able to get out of this crazy lockdown situation? And two, do you think that live crowds and stuff will be back soon? Or do you think that it'll be more of a, like WWE product, you know, like with the Thunderdome or online and cinematic matches? Do you think that's like the future?
I think no. To be honest, I think the crowd will be back soon. So not an issue, yeah.
Yeah, you think we're gonna be back to normal crowds, back to everything?
Yeah.
Well, that's the dream. Hope so. Hopefully we can travel and then get some shows under our belt, which would be amazing, because we were supposed to run our shows. What was it? June last year. And now it's the middle of June again. So it's been over a year.
You should just do it in Thailand or Philippines, you know?
Yeah, well, the idea was Manila, right? But then now Manila is still fucked again from COVID.
Yeah, man.
Okay, awesome, man. Well, look, I'll let you get on with it. I appreciate you coming on to the podcast and everything. It's great to see what you guys are up to. I'm sorry that you guys are still in lockdown, but hopefully you can get your shows back on and ready and up and running again soon. And then as soon as travel allows us, obviously, I hope you come back to Hong Kong for another show. And then hopefully soon we'll have you battling out for the UWA title as well. You can have one on one side, one on the other.
Oh, yes, that's the way. That's the dream. All right, man. No problem. You take care, all right?
Yeah, have a good one, man. Thank you so much for coming on. Take care,
Bye-bye.
bro. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.